welcome Elton Bucock, who's Managing Director of Business Pilot.
And realized actually, no, there is nothing suitable for a modern installer that you could just go and buy off the shelf. So at that point, we said, well, we're going to build one. But if there's nothing available to us, meaning Cherwell Windows at the time, then there's clearly nothing available to every other installer.
What it seems to me is it's all about getting management information, isn't it?
There were two key features that were missing that we brought into installation company CRM, for want of a better term. And the reporting is definitely one. So we just looked at all that key information that these guys needed and built reports, built dashboards on that. It's about the management. So it goes the whole way through. Once we've sold a job, how that progresses into a contract. When we've got the contract, how that progresses to the schedule board. So see all of your jobs on a schedule board, whether that's on your phone, on your iPad, on your desktop computer, and you can drag and drop jobs around that would have previously been done on T cards or a whiteboard or whatever system. You can drag them around and see how that board's looking. And you could see, when we talk about helping them to run the company better, you can see on a job card immediately by its coloring whether that job is actually confirmed, whether you've got all the purchase orders confirmed for delivery, or whether it's just these are the dates we expect to fit it. So there's a lot of stuff to help you manage the business.
If we just talk about CRM systems generally, you're going to have a lot of installers out there who have a CRM system. How do you differentiate from that to Business Pilot?
So we're always thinking about not how can we just put information in for storage, how can that information actually help installers? So it's that proactive element. Silly things, maps. It's easy to have a map for where your installations are or where your sales appointments are. So yes, we've got the heat mapping, so you can see visually, and that could therefore mean let's cluster installations together, or at least sales appointments. So that's more efficient. But working out mileage, so when you guys are claiming for mileage, it's automatically there because we know where the office is, we know where the site location is. So instead of somebody in the office having to sit in and manually Google that, or rely on the sales guy or the installer to tell them the mileage, the system's already done it for you.
I mean, that's great. But if I'm an installer, I've got a CRM system, or I'm using a spreadsheet or Access or whatever, I would love to get more efficient and use a product like Business Pilot. But I'm scared to death because I've got everything on an Excel spreadsheet.
We import people who've had 20 plus years of data on an old system, and we're importing them in. In fact, Cherwell was exactly that. Cherwell was that. They had, it was over 20 years worth of data in their old system. And we just pull it all across into Business Pilot.
How quickly am I going to be able to move over? Or do I have to be running my old Excel spreadsheet at the same time for safety? What's the sort of time scale between saying, yeah, I'm going to sign up to this, and actually being able to use it?
Okay, so I would say it's down to the individual company in terms of how quickly they feel comfortable. So we will have people who just ditch the spreadsheet and move across. We'll have others who just keep it running for a bit as a safety blanket. And actually, I'm happy either way because I just want them to be comfortable in the move across. But in terms of how quickly could they move across, literally within 2 to 3 weeks.
One thing we must talk about, and that's email.
As soon as you generate a lead within Business Pilot, that lead is given a unique email address. By using the unique email address, what it means is when I'm emailing from Hotmail or from Office 365 or whatever platform, all I've got to do is copy in the email address that belongs to the lead or contract. It's the same email. Once it becomes a lead, it's the same email goes through to contract. But I've just got to copy that email address in, And it's just like copying in this person who you've got, this imaginary person who's going to collect all the emails and store them inside your contract. Come up with a really smart way so that when an email is sent into the system, you can save that attachment off. It knows which files attached to that email are actually genuine attachments that you want.
I'm an installer and I want to get into this, but I'm pretty clueless when it comes to digital stuff. How are you going to help me to get going and take away my fears?
Certainly in some of our case study videos, we've got installers saying, you know, we've got an office full of real technophobes and we were just surprised at how quickly they got to grips with it. So we use that kind of material to help people, because I don't think in many cases it's a genuine lack of ability to use Business Pilot. It's the fear of what it might be like to use it. So we just try and allay those fears and then really handhold and get people comfortable.
Elton Bucock, MD of Business Pilot, thank you very much for your time. I've thoroughly enjoyed that and I've learned a lot.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks very much.